And we're back for game number 2. This is Tim Reese on the Vol State Sports Network, where Vol State has defeated Southwest Tennessee 13-11 in a back and forth game in game 1. Vol State trailed 8-1 after 2 innings. Then scored 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth. Southwest collected their 9th run in the bottom of the fourth to lead 9-6. Vol State tied it with 3 in the top of the 5th. Southwest took the lead again with 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th, 11-9, but that was the last runs that the Salukis would score. Vol State put 4 on the board in the 6th, and the last 3 on a 3-run home run by Drew Plummer in the top of the 6th inning. Plummer finished 2 for 4 in the game. He scored the run. That was on that home run, but he drove in 5 for the Pioneers, as he was the Toyota of Gallatin player of the game. Winning pitcher, by my calculation, I have to maybe do a little more, not so hurried of a study, but Brody Prairie picks up his first collegiate victory. Mason Little takes the loss. He falls to 1-1. Again, my statistics are unofficial. And getting his second save of the year is Drew Moorhead. Came on for the Pioneers in the 6th inning in relief after Prairie walked the first batter that he faced in the 6th. Got a line out, then walked a batter, struck out Walsh, and got another line out to end the inning, and then went 1-2-3 against 1-2-3 for the Salukis in the 7th to secure the victory for Vol State. Get, at this point, a split, but this is the rubber match here. Vol State trying to take 2 wins against Southwest Tennessee for the first time, I think, since 2021. Last year, Vol State won game 1 back up in Gallatin and lost the doubleheader after run rolling the Salukis last year. 2 years ago, I believe it was the same way. Whoever won, it was actually Southwest Tennessee. 3 years ago, Vol State won 3 games against or all 3, and then lost in game 1, the play-in game of the conference tournament. We do not yet have the roster, and may not get it for Southwest, but I think they're probably going to be the same. That is Trip Ray behind the plate as I'm checking with my binos here that it looks like everybody's still the same defensively for Southwest. That would put Sammy Chapman in left field, Tyler Casserly in center, and Preston Rager in right field. Tylen Graves at third, Logan Luckett at short, Jonathan Walsh at second base, and Bryce Turner at first. And behind the plate, Trip Ray, who started game 1 yesterday. He's catching Blaine Nunnally, who is the sophomore. See where he's from. Had a chat with him last year. He was a 2-way player. 5'10", 195-pound sophomore from New Palestine, Indiana. And this is his 3rd appearance of the year, his 2nd start. And we are 1 pitch in, ground ball to short. Luckett stays down, and throw is high, but able to be corralled by Turner at first. So 1 pitch, 1 out as we are underway here at 2:08 Central Time. Game time temperature 52 degrees, brought to you by Accurate Mortgage. That'll bring Devin Thrain to the plate. Nunnally's offering is up. Thrain 0 for 3 in game one of the doubleheader. Slices one foul off to the right side. Walked twice. Did drive in a run with a fielder's choice. Plays an excellent center field, does D-Train. Drives one into left field. That'll get down in front of Chapman for his first knock of the day. So a one-out single for Devin Thrain, the redshirt freshman. The redshirt sophomore from Summit High School. Easton Denning batting third in the lineup. Didn't get my Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups in. I'll get them to you. Fastball misses high and away. Thrain from Thompson Station, Tennessee, leads off down at first base, the son of Patrick and Michelle Thrain. Denning 1 for 3 in game one. An imposing figure standing there. 6'3", 6'4". Well put together, young man. 2-0 pitch coming from Nunnally. Swing and a miss. No doubt about what Denning was thinking there. Says on a roster he's 6'3", 215. He's all of that. Nunnally check over with his first baseman Turner. Check, make sure Thrain not off with the first move. Denning had 3 RBIs in game one. Runner is not going, and another swing and a miss. Denning has 15 RBIs, but Drew Plummer has taken the team lead. He had 5, and now he has 17. Throw over to first as Nunnally slips on the mound. Turner able to keep the ball near him. Not sure if he actually caught it or not, but got a window bar right in my way for first base, so got to look around that. Nunnally comes set, a long pause, and delivers. Swing and a miss on a slider, and Denning is out number 2 via the K. Gage Hoover, whose walk-up song in game one should have been Aerosmith's Walk This Way. He drew 4 base on balls after singling. Tapper right in front of the plate. Nunnally gloves, throws wildly. That'll go down the right field line. And they're going to score the run as the throw nearly hits Hoover at first base. And that's an unearned run at the plate. So an E1 will give the Framework Athletics first run of the game to the Pioneers. And Vol State gets on the board first, which in this series has not been kind. A.J. Armstrong moved up a spot in the lineup. Looks at a called strike. He's back at third base. Reed Mashinsky in the on-deck circle. A.J. 1 for 4 in game one. Also walked. Scored a couple runs. So Drew Plummer, Devin Thrain, Easton Denning, the first 3. Gage Hoover, A.J. Armstrong, Reed Mashinsky, the middle 3. The 1-1 pitch. coming to Armstrong in there for a called strike. And Carson Sanders, Elijah Harris, and J.C. Menendez, 7, 8, and 9 for the Pioneers here in the third game of the series. One unearned run already in. That is a chopper to third base. They go the short way, and Armstrong grounds into the fielder's choice. 5-4. Vol State scores one unearned run on one hit, one big error, and one runner left on base. We're headed to the bottom of the first. Hopefully I guess we won't get a lineup card for Southwest, but I'm betting we could guess the starting lineup. Chip Harris is out for Vol State for this final game. The sophomore from Clarksville High School, Clarksville, Tennessee, will get the start. This is Harris's second start of the year, his fourth appearance, 7 1/3 innings, giving up 6 hits, 2 runs that were earned, walked 7, struck out 10, and has plunked one batter. 6'2", 210-pound sophomore. He's a general studies major, the son of Smith and Melinda Harris. An older brother, Smith Sawyer, and an older sister, Anna. Anna seems to be a common theme in his life. G-Mama's in Clarksville, Tennessee, as are Pop Pop and Nana for one of the 7 upperclassmen who is part of the Full Count 242 group, a discipleship group that we're now in the third year with at Vol State. Logan Luckett, there he is, leading off again. Breaking pitch from Harris in on the inside corner for a good start. Luckett was 2 for 3 in game 1 of the doubleheader, scored 2, drove in 2. Smokes one toward the Vol State dugout. Well, for some reason, my computer is deciding it doesn't want to work, and that is not correct. Let's get an 0-2 count to Logan Luckett. Fouled off. On deck should be Sammy Chapman. Fastball a little bit tight. Luckett singled and hit his 4th home run of the year in game 1. That's lined into right field. Reed Mashinsky stood still and then one step left and one step back to catch that liner off the bat of Logan Luckett. Mashinsky made a great diving catch in game 1. Several sparkling plays by Pioneer players. Tylen Graves on deck. Same 1, 2, 3 as it's been in the previous 2 games. As I fill out my lineup card. Score sheet. Love keeping a score sheet. Actually modified. Bob Carpenter has a book, and he created it, I guess, over the years. He's the play-by-play TV announcer for the Washington Nationals, as that slider just misses outside. And I used his book of pages and have modified it. Sorry, Bob, but I'm admitting that I have now gotten my own sheet made on cardstock that I use for every game. This is the 14th game of the year for Vol State. 10-3 record in the Full Count Ministries full count, and a hit by a pitch instead of a walk on the breaking pitch. Chip Harris plunks a Saluki. Not a crime, but it is not highly recommended. Unless, of course, you hit a baseball or hit an actual dog with a baseball, then it would be a crime. That's what a Saluki is. It's a long-haired, long-nosed dog. Look it up. You can get on the Googler. Graves steps in. He looks at a called strike. Graves was 2 for 4. He had a solo home run, drove in 2 runs in game 1, also scored 2, throw over to first, and Sammy Chapman back. Don't believe there was a stolen base in game 1 of the doubleheader. 24 runs scored and not a stolen base. Harris another throw over, and no, says our base umpire. Harris with a long pause and delivers. Fly ball out to right field. Mashinsky over toward the line. He might have room. In foul territory, makes the catch right up against the fence. And that's out number 2. Nice play by Reed as he was running out of room. Right after he made the catch, he bounced into the wall. It's about probably a little above his belly button out there. And he makes the catch. Throw over. As Bryce Turner steps to the plate. Breaking pitch, and therefore, and they called a balk. Harris apparently did not set long enough. So no pitch to Turner. The balk moves Chapman to second. Neely and Jane watching from Maynardville. This game 2. That's Eben Hanson's mother and sister. Maynardville. Never heard anybody say it, but I bet you that's how it's said. Harris loses his lid. Pitch goes low and inside. Stacy Plummer checked in. She said, what a game. That was in game 1. Two-0 pitch. Catches the outside corner at the letters for called strike. Trip Ray is on deck. 2-1 pitch is delivered. It will go foul off the fencing, and nice little ground ball out to Gage Hoover in left field. He'll pick it up. Throw it into B.A. Braxton Alexander. Another Cannon County Lion. Left-handed relief pitcher. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's 2 outs and a runner at second. They're going to try a pick off at second. And Plummer trying to be sneaky. Get in behind Chapman, who reached base on a hit by pitch. Would have been ball 4, but then he was balked to second base. Harris delivers, and he's going to hit his second batter of the inning. That puts runners at first and second. Turner had nowhere to go on that pitch. He had no chance to get out of the way. Harris turned from looking at second base to the plate, and he just zeroed right in on that 0 on the back of Bryce Turner's jersey. Trip Ray came in the top of the 7th to catch for Chris Henson, who was lifted for a pinch runner. Did not get an at-bat in game 1. Looks at ball 1. Slow breaking pitch there, nips the outside corner. Trip Ray in yesterday's contest was 1 for 4 in the game, scored a run, drove in a run, struck out 3 times. Harris, several looks. That ball's drilled out to center field, but D-Train measures it, makes the catch for out number 3. So Vol State does not allow a run in that first inning. Allowed 3 in the first of game 1. Vol State did get ahead in yesterday's game. We're actually up 3-0 and 5-2 after 4.5 innings, or after 5 innings, and then the 7 spot in the 6 for Southwest in game 1 yesterday. The undoing, lost 10-4, came back and won game 1 of the doubleheader here today, 13-11 in comeback fashion. Trying to sweep the day. 2 left on in the bottom of the first on 2 hits, but they were hit batters, not hits for Southwest. Take a quick break, be right back. Welcome back to the Vol State Sports Network. This is Tim Reese, your broadcaster, now in the 4th year with the Pioneers. And let me just tell you, folks, I love every minute of it. Appreciate Jim McGuire and Bobby Hudson and folks in the athletic department to allow me to trail along with these guys game after game and now season after season. Mashinsky swings at the first pitch he sees and fouls it off to the right. I want to thank each of you that send an email to treesports@gmail.com, and thank you for your kind comments. Mashinsky looks at ball 1, and one that I've come to have some, we call it email traffic where I come from, but communications with. That one's lined into right center field. That'll get down in the gap. Mashinsky rounds first. He's headed for second. And that's exactly what I was talking about, Reed Mashinsky. That's what we're looking for. Get you a ball in the gap, and let's see you run. Do that double for Reed Mashinsky, leading off the second inning off of Blaine Nunley. And here is Carson Sanders. Carson's grandma in Lake Fork, Alabama, has emailed in. Swing and a miss on a high breaking pitch. She's down there in Alba, Texas, where I used to work years ago in the late 80s and the 90s out of the Tyler, Texas FBI office. And she's over there in Alba at Lake Fork. Linda Isaacs, appreciate her and her support and encouragement to me as Carson is really struggling at the plate. Linda, we got to get some mojo going for Carson here. Oh, 2 pitch is on the outside corner, says our home plate umpire, and That's a tough one to take right there. I mean, it sure looks for all the world like it's outside, but pitch has been called a strike enough times that with 2 strikes, you got to swing at it. Hello to Papa and Grandma and Pappy and Mammy. So that one's lifted out to right field. That'll get out of play. So 1 out and Mashinsky at second base. Sanders, just to finish, he's got a younger sister, Claire. She's at Clarksville High School. His mom, Jared and Jill Sanders. He has had trouble today at the plate. Elijah Harris getting his first start in a minute, and he's down in the count 0-2. Freshman out of Kentucky. From Cynthiana, 5'8", 180. Swing and a miss. And I think Trip Ray held on to that baseball. He did. And it's back-to-back strikeouts. J.C. Menendez, a redshirt freshman, stands in. The son of Ozzie and Ileana Menendez. Foul tips that one into his counterpart's glove. JC's got a grand slam under his belt this year. Hitting 200. 3 for 15. Home run, 6 RBIs. He has been productive with those 3 hits. As I said, 4 of those came on 1 swing. Fastball up, pops out of the glove of Ray. But Mashinsky cannot advance. He led off the inning with a double, but has been stuck there after a couple strikeouts. JC's 5'11". He's 200 pounds. He's an accounting major. Hello to Papa and Abby. A-B-Y is how. Ozzie, I need some more clarification. Is that Abby? Popped up and out of play. Maybe short for Abuela? I don't know. A-B-Y is what he said. Did not have that information earlier, but she's down in Miami, along with Papa and Grandma Sarah and Ray, also down in Miami. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes to JC. Misses up. When he does something really good, I call him Juan Carlos. So it's the reverse of probably what happened when he was growing up. Juan Carlos Menendez, get in here. 2-2 pitch coming. 2 outs and a runner at second. 1-0 Ball State leads. Sliced again, foul to the right side. That will hit in the aluminum seating. Nobody, and I mean nobody, sitting in the second section over there. There's a young guy, though. He's going after that ball. Sitting in the first row right behind the Southwest Tennessee dugout. We'll do the 2-2 pitch all over. Tapper foul down toward the Pioneer dugout. On deck, Drew Plummer, our Toyota of Gallatin player of the game in Game 1. JC might have caught his front foot with that foul ball. Looks like he's kind of stepping around gingerly there. 2-2 pitch from Nunnally is high and inside. And we'll have a full count, Ministries full count to the 9th batter in the Vol State lineup. Scored an unearned run in the top of the first, single by Thrain. And then a tapper back to the mound by Gage Hoover. And Nunnally threw it down the right field line, scored Thrain all the way from first for the unearned run. Full count pitch that stays inside, and that's ball 4. And Menendez draws the first walk by Nunnally. 14 walks on my score sheet in game one of the doubleheader by Southwest Tennessee pitching. And now Plummer stands in with 2 on and 2 out. Grounded out to Luckett at short. The first pitch he saw from Blaine Nunnally. Swings again at the first pitch. This one goes out of play as I just show you all 4 cameras that I have. I'm operating my camera switcher with my left hand. Folks, I'm right-handed, okay? So I can juggle, but spinning plates is not my forte, and that's what I call this. Ground ball to the hole at short. They're going to go the back way towards second and get the middle runner as Plummer grounds into a fielder's choice to end the inning. Luckett has been solid as a rock at shortstop. No runs, 1 hit, the leadoff double from Reed Mashinsky. 2 runners left on base. Headed to the bottom of the second. Vol State leads 1-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network.
Cybercrimes take place online, and companies need more well-trained workers to stop it.
Vol State is training me to help combat cybercrimes in the future.
We're training them for those type of jobs that are out there. Vol State CIT programs prepare students to earn industry standard certifications within the IT industry.
I choose Vol State because the future needs me now. My story could be your story.
A degree in criminal justice can help you find the exciting career that you've been looking for. As a member of law enforcement, as a crime scene investigator, a teacher in a classroom, a detective working on cases, a lawyer or a judge, or nearly any job where you get to put the bad guys away. Learn more at volstate.edu.
Ryan Murphy with the save. Foul ball off to the left side. Thank you, Murph. Got the sound back up now. Broadcaster error. Write it down, folks. Don't. You'll get a cramped hand. You start writing down all the mistakes I make. Ryan Murphy letting me know that my sound was down. Tyler Casserly is at the plate with a 1-2 count. Looks at ball 2 outside. Preston Rager led off the inning with a base hit. Casserly to be followed by Jonathan Walsh. Ground ball to the right side. Denning's going to take the easy out. Works like a sacrifice bunt. And Rager moves over to second on the 3 unassisted. It takes a village, Murph. Ground ball to short. Harris, his first play of the day. Throws out Walsh. And Rager moves over to third. And Matthew Bright, the DH, stands in. Bright was 0 for 3 in game 1. Ball 1 to the left-handed hitting DH. Popped up and out of play. That'll get off the facade of the roof right in front of us. Big watchtower out in dead center field. Not sure what they actually use that for. Probably see that like on a campus, a big football college. Coaches to be able to watch various fields of play, but maybe that's what they use it for here. Lots of fields, but it's not in the middle of the complex. Popped up and out of play again, and the count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ball State trying to take 2 games here against the Salukis. 2022, they won all 3 as that slider misses away, and Full Count Ministries full count. Then lost to Southwest Tennessee 11-8 in the play-in game in the conference. That was on Mother's Day. I remember it well. I don't know why. May 8th of 2022. Swing and a miss on a pitch outside of the zone, and Bright goes down swinging for the 3rd out. First strikeout for Chip Harris. And he is 2 innings through, no runs, 1 hit in that inning, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We're through 2. Vol State with this slim 1-0 lead as a whole bunch of runs scored in the first 2 games, 14 in game 1 and 24 in game 2. I wouldn't expect this score to hold up here, folks. Not the 3rd game in the series. See if I can find some games of interest. If I can pull those up here on my little teeny tiny phone since I forgot my iPad. Chattanooga State, looks like they won the series against Jackson State. They won today 7-4. Pellissippi State shut out Roane State 3-0. That is in game 1. The Pellissippi pitching staff has been on fire. The last 2 pitchers, I'll get their names here. Got it because they're the co-players of the our pitchers of the week. It's Colin Rittenberry and Matthew Mead. They combined for giving up 1 run on 8 hits to Walter State in a doubleheader last week. The Pellissippi defeated Walters. First pitch swinging and right to the shortstop, and that's a dead zone this weekend as Devin Thrain is retired 6-3. Blaine Nunley out for his 3rd inning of work. Easton Denning will stand in with nobody on, 1 out. So Colin Rittenberry and Matthew Mead shut down Walter State. I'm not sure who pitched in that 3-0 game against Roan, as the first pitch to Denning is in there for a called strike, but whoever it was, shut him out. It's Rittenberry. 7 innings he went in that game. Gave up 2 hits, walked 4, struck out 9. Kid quickly getting a name for himself in the TCCAA. Swing and a miss by Denning. He was a strikeout victim in the first. Cleveland State took game 3 and took the series against Columbia State. 7-4 was that score. Popped up out to center field. Back goes Casserly, and he gets under it and makes the catch. Looked like he was a little confused there on that fly ball, but it was straight over his head. So those are not easy to judge. And now 2 outs. Walter State 9-2, it says in the top of the 9th, over Motlow State. They're playing at home. Gage Hoover stands in. He hit the little tapper right in front of the mound that Nunley is kind of like a bunt, but Nunley gloved it and then sailed it wide of Bryce Turner down at first base. There's a breaking pitch on the inside corner, and just as quick as you can say 1-2, Gage Hoover's down in the count, 0-2. Hoover gets a piece of that slider, stays alive in the count. So Pellissippi and Roan have another game today, and I think Motlow and Walters just playing the 1 game, the 9-inning game today. They'll play the doubleheader tomorrow. Pellissippi and Roan will play their 3rd as Hoover just gets hit by the pitch. Couldn't get out of the way of that 0-2 fastball. Just like Coach on Cheers, I'm headed to first. So 3 hit batters in the game, 2 by Chip Harrison, 1 now by Blaine Nunley. And A.J. Armstrong, who grounded into a fielder's choice to end the first, stands in. Pops that one up out of play. That'll get it into the seats. Nope, it'll get over the seats. Paul White, I hope we got some audio this time. You can text me back, let me know. Showing audio here as a runner takes off. Pitch is inside, and there is a stolen base for Gage Hoover. First stolen base of the weekend for the Pioneers. It goes to Gage Hoover. I think it's the first attempt. I think Mashinsky might have been running on a hit and run, but Hoover picks up his 2nd theft. Breaking pitch missed somewhere, must have been up. That was a good looking pitch from my vantage point, but I'm a good, 100 feet away. And 50 feet up. 2-1 pitch coming to A.J. Armstrong. Don't throw it there. Oh, it was high. A.J. can lose a ball quickly. He's like several of these Pioneer players, Easton Denning, Gage Hoover, Carson Sanders. When they come to the plate, they are in scoring position. 3-1 is inside, ball 4 to A.J. Armstrong. It's his second walk of the day. What has he got for the year? He's got 8 now in games, 7 games. Eric Schoenrock with the actual baseball cap on. First time I've seen that all series long. Been wearing the toboggan. Or I think a blue one yesterday, the red one today. See some of the guys up here in the press box, the scoreboard operator and the DJ. See if we can get their names out there. Ethan Myers, the 6'2", 190-pound freshman pitcher from Mount Juliet Friendship Christian High School. He's medically unable to pitch. And Luke Miner, a 6'4", 210-pound right-hand freshman from Germantown. Those are the 2 guys that have been up here and been very helpful to me, very hospitable. So appreciate those guys. Want to give them a shout out. They're wearing gray toboggans with the Saluki S on the front of it. So apparel is all over the place here. Mashinsky looks at a fastball above the letters for ball 1. Mashinsky doubled into right center field, leading off the second, but was stranded. Drives it out there again, but this time it's a little bit closer to Rager, who makes the catch. For out number 3. Mashinsky gave it a ride. It just stayed up too long. Rager tracked it down, so a little right fielder on right fielder crime. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 runners left on base. 1-0 is the score as we head to the 3rd. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network.
We're all working in the cloud. But what really is the cloud? If you start pulling back the clouds themselves, you find out it's an infrastructure. Computer science is really computer engineering. Right now, Middle Tennessee is quickly becoming a growing tech hub with several IT companies that are looking for skilled workers. If you're pursuing the CIT program at Vol State, you're preparing yourself to fill those positions.
Have you ever wondered what happens when you click Buy It Now? A whole series of transactions take place, from the manufacturer to your front door.
That is logistics and supply chain management.
At Vol State, we offer end-to-end supply chain courses.
Going into the future, our students need to understand these processes.
A lot of business is dependent upon getting a product on time.
Students here at Vol State are able to leave here with that knowledge.
Because the supply chain
Is counting on me.
Bottom of the 3rd. Apparently Paul White is not hearing me. Paul, you're going to have to adjust your set. Everybody else is hearing me. Send that in a text. Paul, you need to adjust your set. Everybody else is hearing me fine. Period. Send it out there. Chip Harris gets the first pitch into the leadoff batter, Logan Luckett. Ball on a strike now. That's what I thought. Drilled foul down the third base line. This time the third base coach doesn't try to make a play. Paul was behind on the broadcast. That's how I listen to broadcasts a lot of times. Make a mistake, and Paul late to let me know. I love Paul, though. He watches basketball. His kid doesn't even play basketball for Fall State, but he's watching Fall State basketball and listening to me on the broadcast. 2-2 pitch. Slider down. And full count, Ministries full count. Calls Paul White is a basketball guy. He's a former basketball coach. And seems like there's several of the guys in the TCCAA that he's coached. Full count pitch. Driven out to center field. Devin Thrain over and just a little bit right of center makes the catch for out number 1. Chip Harris has retired Logan Luckett twice on flyouts. One was a line out to Mashinsky. Ileana Menendez, she checked in also. See, I got helpers out there. Appreciate the heads up. Ileana, I don't see that chat quite as quickly as I see emails or texts. So I'm going to tap her on the left side. It's going to be a tough play. Harris throws a strike to Easton Denning to retire Sammy Chapman on the swinging bunt. I mean, Harris had to step on one there as Chapman runs well. That's the first 2 retired here in the bottom of the 3rd. And Tylen Graves steps in. Graves flew out to Reed Mashinsky in right in foul territory. Made that catch right before he ran into the fence. Out to left center field. This should be a can of corn for Devin Thrain, and it is. A 1-2-3 inning for Chip Don't Call Me Carter Harris. And he is through 3. No runs, no hits in the innings, giving up 1 hit in those 3 innings. Scheduled for 7. And Ball State with a 1-0 lead. Head to the 4th. Take a break and be right back on the Ball State Sports Network.
Every day, all around the nation, people find themselves in need of a hero. Fire and emergency medical responders are those heroes we need. If you desire to make a difference in your community, visit ballstate.edu to learn more. A degree in criminal justice can help you find the exciting career that you've been looking for. As a member of law enforcement, as a crime scene investigator, a detective working on cases, or nearly any job where you get to put the bad guys away. Learn more at ballstate.edu.
Dead air, folks. We got dead air. Black screen. We can't have that. What kind of operation we running around here? I don't even have anybody to blame that on. Maybe I'll blame it on Jay Harper of the Game Time Sports Network. My counterpart just to the left of me. He's broadcasting for the Southwest Tennessee Salukis. He's becoming the voice of the Salukis. Broadcasts men's and women's conference basketball, and I've helped him out a few times down here in Memphis, and I think he and I are going to be doing the conference basketball tournament together. Carson Sanders stands in there as the leadoff batter here in the inning, and it is time for Carson Sanders to hit a rocket. He is 0 for 6 on the day, and he does. Line drive into left center field. That will get down and get by Casserly into the gap. Sanders will drop anchor at second base with a Dudak Communications double. There he is. It's Sanders time. A little Lake Fork action right there. Is second double of the ball game for Pioneers, and the second time that Fall State has led off the inning with a double. Sanders finally gets a hit. Steps in Elijah Harris. He swings at the first pitch, fouls it off. You better watch what you throw, Elijah Harris, when he steps in the batter's box, because he is ready to hit. And I'm going to tell you, nobody attacks a baseball harder than Elijah Harris. At 5'8", 180 pounds from Cynthiana, Kentucky. Freshman. Fastball misses away. Son of Vincent and Rebecca Harris, brother to Jordan, Kaya and Kimmy, and Tyler. Hello to Mama and Grandpa and Grandma, all in Cynthiana, Kentucky. Elijah, middle infielder, can play short or second. Getting the start here is Tucker Lorenz getting the time off. Ground ball to short. His counterpart, Logan Luckett up with it. Over to first. Out number one. And Sanders has to stay put at second base, and that'll bring up J.C. Menendez. This is Harris's 5th game of the year, 5th start. He's now over 2. J.C. walked and was forced out at second. It's the final out in the second inning. Steps to the plate with 1 on and 1 out. Looks at a breaking pitch, and he's kicking himself internally right now for not jumping on that inside breaking pitch from Blaine Nunnally, the sophomore from Indiana. That's a drive to deep left field. Back goes Chapman. 1. Carlos has just left the building. His second big fly. J.C. Menendez, the son of Ozzie and Ileana Menendez. He says, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. Let's get the boom. Puts the Pioneers up 3-0. JC's second big fly of the year. He got a hold of that one. Laid down a bunt. Drew Plummer. Not a bad idea right there after seeing a ball leave the yard. Plum wanting to get some base runners on. Drives one. This is going to go out to center field. So we get Casserly on that. My sign's in the way. Either way I went there. Sorry, folks. It was a fly ball to the center fielder. Casserly under it and made the catch, but trying to go to my left and right cameras, and my rolling logos there got in the way every time I did it. It's now 2 outs. And Devin Thrain at the plate, the Ball State center fielder. He's 1 for 2. Scored a run after singling in the first. It was an unearned run. Put the Pioneers up 1-0. That drives one in the left field. That'll get down in front of Chapman for a 2-out base hit. Thrain's 2 for 3 in the contest. Sometimes that H, you pronounce it, sometimes you don't. When you call him D-Train, it's not D-Thrain, it's D-Train. Easton Denny steps to the plate. He's due. He's 0 for 2. Abby is the correct pronunciation of JC's grandma, short for Abuela. So happy Menendez family down in Miami as they are watching. Again, probably on that big screen. Probably got it projected. Throw over to first, and Thrain is back. Thrain has 1 stolen base. Probably not going to be going here. Not with a left-handed hitter. Power hitting first baseman. Leave the hole open at first. Bryce Turner, who's 90 feet away, has to be on his tippy toes here, ready for a rocket. Fouled off to the left side. That'll get out of play. Hey, let's get the correct count up here on the scoreboard on the Vol State broadcast. Tell you, at home, Alec Trumpke is a big help. So he runs the camera switcher and the scoreboard. Swing and a miss. I think Denning's probably swung and missed at about 3 or 4 offerings from Nunnally, so I'm not sure if he's not seeing it out of the hand from Blaine or Nunnally's got a ball. I can't really see if it's moving from my vantage point. 1-2 pitch, he's going there and he fouls it straight back. So like I said, no chance that Thrain's going to be running. But I guess with 2 strikes, feeling like Nunnally is going to put a ball in the area of the strike zone. Coach McGuire had Thrain running on that pitch. Easton 0 for 2 in this game. 3 hits in the inning for the Pioneers. A double to lead off the inning by Carson Sanders, and after 1 out, 2-run home run by J.C. Menendez. J.C. picks up RBIs 7 and 8 as he gets his 4th hit of the season, his 2nd home run. 1-2 pitch. Long pause. Thrain not going. Drilled down that right field line. That's down and in the corner for extra bases. Denning rounds first. They're waving the runner. Thrain going to be held up at the last second. Pretty good call there, I believe. Saying my partner here next saying it was a ground rule, but I don't know. I didn't see that, but I'm looking down at Thrain and not seeing the umpires. But regardless, Thrain is at 3rd now, and Denning is at 2nd with a do-dat double. 2nd do-dat double of the inning. Denning leads the club. Hoover looks at ball 1. Hoover, I don't think, has driven in a run today. Has a chance here, swinging a miss on a breaking pitch. Gage did drive in a run with a bases loaded walk. That's what it was. Swing and a miss on another slider down. And nice stop by Ray to keep Thrain at 3rd. Denning's line drive got plenty of fair territory down that right field line, and Rager dug it out. I wasn't watching the throw in. I was looking to see if Coach McGuire was going to try to send Thrain, but I saw him throw up the stop sign. Tapper to 3rd. Graves charges, gloves, throws, and gets Hoover. I'm watching the game and not showing it to you, folks. Apologize. Nice play there by Graves on the throw over to Turner. And catch is made, and the Pioneers strand 2, but not before scoring 2 on 4 hits in the inning. Ball State leads 3-0. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. Chip Harris back out for the Pioneers. See if he can throw up another 0. Take a break. Be right back right here on the Vol State Sports Network. 4, 5, and 6 due up for Southwest Tennessee here in the fourth to face Chip Harris. He's given up one hit. Time is called. Our umpire coming out. Have a chat with Chip Harris about something. Not sure what that was. Apparently everything is fine now. Breaking pitch swung on by Turner. He must have been looking for that. Fouls it straight back. All State with 3 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. Southwest with no runs and 1 hit. For some reason they're showing 2 hits up on the scoreboard, but they're only showing 4 hits for Vol State, and Vol State's got 6. Out to right center field, over is Mashinsky. He's not going to get to it. One hop off the wall, Thrain picks it off, and Turner's going to cruise into second base with a leadoff double. There is the second hit of the ball game now. Boys over there, Ethan Myers and Luke Miner, apparently not keeping a score sheet. That'll bring Trip Ray to the plate. He's 0 for 1, flew out to center field to end the first. This one high out to left field. Hoover over. Elijah Harris continued to go after it, but that's going to be Hoover's ball all day long, and a 1 pitch, 1 out to Ray. She's now flown out twice, and Turner has to stay at second. Turner is the reigning TCCAA Player of the Week position player. Swing and a miss by Rager on the breaking pitch by Harris. Rager got a base hit in the left field. I believe that was on the first pitch he saw to start the second inning. Harris reared back and fired that one, and it's fouled off to the right side. Nice pond over to the right of the USA Stadium. On the other side is another baseball field. I don't know that foul balls get over into that pond all that often. Can't really see it that well from the press box. Nice stop by Menendez there and a ball in the dirt. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vol State will be back home on Tuesday. Well, actually, Lord willing, will be back home tonight, but playing doubleheader. As that one's lifted high out to right center field. Mashinsky handles that one and shows off the rocket, just in case anybody wants to see it. So 2 fly outs after the double, 2 outs, and Tyler Casserly. So the Pioneers are taking on Shawnee Community College on Tuesday at Gallatin. 1 o'clock is the scheduled start time for that doubleheader. And then home series against Columbia State as changeup gets in there for a called strike. Columbia State scheduled on Friday and Saturday, so at the end of February 28th for 2 o'clock, 9-inning game. Then a doubleheader beginning at noon at the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. We'll be broadcasting on the Vol State Sports Network. If you can't make it, love to have you join us. Fouled off to the left side. Casserly had a swinging, or actually a ground ball down to Denning at first base as the first out in the second. He slices one, and that's going to get down in front of Hoover. They're going to send, and then I'll hold the runner. And on the throw, Casserly moves to second base. So count that as a single and move him down to second base on the throw to second. That's 2 hits in the inning, putting runners at second and third. Third base coach was waving Turner at first. At the beginning, he was waving him. But then he put up the stop sign. But the throw at that point had gone over the head of A.J. Armstrong. And that allowed Casserly to move up to second. So Coach McGuire not going to be happy about that missed cutoff man. And a slider misses outside to Jonathan Walsh, who grounded out to Harris at short in his first plate appearance here in Game 2. Ball State trying to sweep today's games. They got him, and he just balked, I thought. I'm telling you, I can't believe they didn't call a balk right there, but he stepped off. Harris flashed to the base, and I thought Chip kind of made a little move with his legs like he was going to go turn, but he wasn't ready. Elijah, he loves picking off players, and if Chip had moved at the time that Harris had broken free, I believe Casserly was toasted cheese at second base, but it surprised Chip as he looked back. But they did not call it. 2-1, and it fouled off, and the count goes 2-2 as Harris has fought back in the count to Jonathan Walsh with Matthew Bright, the number 9 hole batter on deck. All State clinging to a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. One game won 13-11, lost yesterday 10-4 to the Salukis. Trying to get over 500 in the conference. Tapper, that will catch if you get it fair. You can't get there quick enough. It had a couple bounces in fair territory, but then trickled into foul territory. Walsh will see another pitch. Not guaranteed. Elijah Harris could sneak in behind again out there at second base. But he's going to, facing right now, 2-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs and 2 on. And a pitch. Tapper foul. Jonathan Walsh, a 6-foot, 160-pound freshman from Dover, Tennessee, attended Stewart County High School. Wonder if they played Henry County High School. Formerly coached by Shane Kemp. Foul ball off to the right side, and another pitch delivered by Harris, spoiled by Walsh. Walsh came into the day hitting .310. 9 hits, a double, and a triple, 7 RBIs. We'll do it again. 2-2 pitch, and another foul ball. Walsh, a couple hits in game 1 of the doubleheader, scored a couple runs. So give him 11 now for the season. That gets by Menendez, and the first run's going to come in on the wild pitch. That nearly hit Walsh. And well, the Full Count Ministries full count is wild pitch by Harris allows a run to score. Fly ball out to left field. Hoover over into the corner. He's still going at the line. Makes the catch in foul territory to end the inning. And one pitch too many to Jonathan Walsh. You can give him, he doesn't get a true RBI on that, but you can credit that run to Jonathan Walsh. He stayed in, battled Chip Harris until Harris spiked one inside, and it scores Turner. And after 4, it's 3-1. Vol State leads. We're scheduled for 7 here, folks. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. A.J. Armstrong, Reed Mashinsky, and Carson Sanders to face Blaine Nunnally in the 5th. Nunnally only had 5 1/3 innings in 2 appearances so far this year. Getting his second start, gets a called strike. And that one goes in the turf, all artificial turf here at USA Stadium. Armstrong 0 for 1, reached on a walk. Check swing, let's get that to the right side and throw over to first. Armstrong did not mean to complete that swing. Grounds out to Walsh at second base. He's now 0 for 2. Reed Mashinsky, common spelling of Mashinsky, by the way. M-U-S-C-H-I-N-S-K-Y. Grounds run right up the middle, and that is through for his second hit of the ball game. That is hit number 7 for the Pioneers. If you're listening inside the stadium, they're not keeping track very well on the scoreboard. That'll bring Carson Sanders. He had a do-dat double in the left center field to break that string of offers here at Southwest. It looks at a breaking pitch at the letters on the outside corner for a called strike. That was all due to Linda Isaacs over there in Lake Fork, Texas. That's a long way away, folks. I've made that drive from Nashville, Tennessee to Dallas as the throw goes at first base. Lived in Tyler, Texas for 8 years. Nice place in East Tennessee, the Piney Woods. Would have lived there all my life if I hadn't got back to Nashville. Popped up on the right side. Bryce Turner says, I got that, and Sanders is retired. Now 2 outs will bring up Elijah Harris. Get ready. Elijah likes to see that first pitch in the zone if possible. And he will take a hack. This is a breaking pitch. He's not looking for a breaking pitch on that first pitch. Struck out in the second, grounded out in the 4th. Ground ball down the third base line. It'll roll foul. Count goes no balls and 2 strikes. See how many of you are listening in on the Vol State Sports Network. Here, we got 60 of you. Appreciate you all being along this afternoon. Good Sunday to you. 0-2 pitches down. Stay tuned. We'll have the Toyota of Gallatin player of the game announced toward the end, and the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. On deck is J.C. Menendez. Would love to come to the plate here in the fifth. Nunley delivers is high. Nunley last year had 14 appearances. 13 of those were starts, had a complete game, 6.08 ERA in 60 innings of work. Swing and a miss on a slider, and Harris down on strikes to end the inning. That is the fourth strikeout of the game on my sheet for Nunley, who's now through 5. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 run. 1 runner left on base in that inning. Vol State clinging to a 3-1 lead. We'll take a break. Be right back.
Cybercrimes take place online, and companies need more well-trained workers to stop it.
Vol State is training me to help combat cybercrimes in the future.
We're training them for those type of jobs that are out there. Vol State CIT programs prepare students to earn industry standard certifications within the IT industry.
I choose Vol State because the future needs me now. My story could be your story.
Tim Reese back on the Vol State Sports Network. Move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Chip Harris back out on the mound for Vol State. Trying to pick up the pitching staff. Vol State had 4 pitchers appear in game 1 yesterday. Evan Hansen with the start. Solid 5 innings of work, 3 hits, 2 runs. Brady Davis, Parker White in the middle, and then Max Castle, the Toyota Gallatin player of the game, came on for 2 2/3 innings of work, 1 hit, 1 run. The box score says it was unearned, but that's not right. It was earned. He also struck out 3 batters. First pitch to Matthew Bright, the number 9 hole hitter. I put up a strike. Apparently I'm wrong. 2 balls, no strikes. There's slapped foul down the first base line. All of a sudden the sun popping in on me here in the right corner of the press box. Bright 0 for 1. He's struck out. Popped up on the left side. Should be playable. A.J. Armstrong holding his arms out to the side. He says, I got it. Makes the catch in foul territory for out number 1. And now to the top of the lineup. Vol State hoping this is the last time they have to face the top of this lineup in this game. Elijah Harris handing off, not sure if that was his sunglasses or what, but an equipment issue there. Luckett swings at the first pitch, fouls it off. Looks like there's another game following this one. There's some folks in gray pants and navy blue or black top getting loose as that's lined out to left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Luckett picks up his first safety of the ball game. He's now 1 for 3. Fourth hit of the game for Southwest. Breaking pitch just slid outside. Chapman 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch, and he's the one that was tapping, a swinging bunt back to Chip Harris in the third, throw over to first. Not in time. And Chip Harris, an excellent job of getting off the mound, fielding his position and throwing a strike to Easton Denning to retire Chapman. Ground ball to the right side. That will sneak through into right field for a base hit. Back-to-back hits for the Salukis. Wasn't hit hard. It was just hitting the right spot. And that brings up Tylen Graves with the tying runs on base. 1 out. Graves 0 for 2. Fly out to right and a fly out to center. Harris delivers a fastball up. Graves 2 for 4 in game 1 of the doubleheader. He had a solo home run. That was his third of the year. Drove in 2 runs. It's drilled into the seats to the right. Chip Harris gave up a run in the 4th on a double by Bryce Turner, and then he was wild pitched to the plate. Slow offering there that misses up and away, and the count goes 2 balls and a strike. Bryce Turner is on deck. Still efforting for that dudette double play. Haven't had one today or yesterday in the series. Stopped by Menendez on a breaking pitch in the turf. We go to another 3-1 count. He was at 3-1 when Bright popped up to begin the inning. But back-to-back singles by Luckett and Chapman have runners at first and second for the Salukis here, threatening in the bottom of the 5th. Ball 4. And the bases are juiced. Pioneer bullpen starts to get busy. That's the first walk of the game for Harris, and that will bring Trevor Mutzi out of the Pioneer dugout. The Shaw, Mississippi native, husband to Sarah, former Director of Data Analytics at Davidson Academy. At breakfast this morning, he was wearing a DA sweatshirt at a Master's in Sports Management 2023 from Cumberland University. Pitched at Motlow State and Cumberland. Lucas Wilburn is also a first-year coach for the Pioneers. He's from Gordo, Alabama. Coaches first base for the Pioneers and handles outfielders. Left-handed pitcher and an outfielder for Lane College, a 2024 graduate. Been an assistant coach at Gordo High School, his high school, and a student assistant at Lane College where he played. He's engaged to be married as well, and will be married the end of May, so congratulations to these young men in their 20s. Bases loaded, Bryce Turner swings at the first pitch and fouls that one off of J.C. Menendez's face mask. Home plate umpire will give J.C. a little bit of a break as he'll walk out to Chip and give him a new baseball, but first he'll probably dust it off, maybe count the stitches. 108 of them. He counts fast. Now he's asking for some new baseballs. See if that's my man Pedro Pulliam. It is, a right-hander from Whitehaven High School. He spent the summer in the Reese household. Played for the Full Count Rhythm Summer Collegiate team last year in the Prospect League. Taking a redshirt year this year to concentrate on his studies. So my wife and I really enjoyed having Pedro at the house over the summer. Breaking pitch, another one fouled back. And Harris Let's get that other strike up there as ahead in the count 0-2. Again, looking for a ground ball in the middle infield. Would be a huge momentum lift for Vol State. Bases loaded, 1 out. You get the cleanup hitter up. Turner has a double in the game. Pops it up. Is it playable? Menendez over, tosses the mask. Going to be called off by Easton Denning. And that is huge out right there as Turner pops out to Denning in foul territory for out number 2. And that brings to the plate Trip Ray, who's 0 for 2. He's got a couple of flyouts. Ray comes in hitting .333, and this is his 11th game, 9th start. Looks at a changeup outside. Harris trying to wiggle off the hook after getting a pop out. Back-to-back singles by Luckett and Chapman, a walk to Graves. Now a pop out to Turner. Throws a breaking pitch in the turf. Stopped by J.C. Menendez. It's the only way that so far Southwest has scored is had a runner at third base. Chip Harris threw a 2-2 pitch low and inside to Jonathan Walsh, and it got by Menendez. Scored Turner. That pitch stepped on, but outside, and Harris in danger of walking in the second run of the game with Preston Rager in the on-deck circle. Again, there's not a circle there, folks. I don't know why they didn't paint one in, but there's not. 3-0 pitch is a breaking pitch high, and that's ball 4. An RBI walk for Trip Ray. Second walk of the inning. Let's see how far Jim McGuire will go with Chip Harris. He's going to leave him in there to Preston Rager. Tying run at third, go-ahead run out at second base. That's Sammy Chapman at third. Popped up out of play. Jay Harper, Game Time Sports Network. He's got a camera out there in center field, and I see people climbing the steps. Nice play by Menendez to keep that ball from the screen. Multiple people climbing up that watchtower. Just make sure nobody's got a sniper rifle up there. Another pitch low and away. Rager is 1 for 2. He's got a single in the second. Flew out in the fourth. 2 walks in the inning to go along with 2 singles, and Southwest Tennessee is a run away from tying the ball game. That ball gets by, but not. That's a good call right there by Chapman at third as that ball bounced off of the backstop and came back to Menendez. Chapman turned around and went back to third. So Chapman's at third. Graves is at second. Trip Ray is at first. Preston Rager at the plate with a 3-1 count. Harris in danger of walking in the tying run. This will be the last batter for Chip Harris, regardless. There's a breaking pitch on the inside corner. Chip, bases loaded, full count. Ministries full count. The runner's on the move. Keith Bell says, let's go Pioneers, and the pitch misses down, and this game is tied. And Jim McGuire out of the dugout. Chip Harris, an excellent first 4 innings of work. Not sure if he got tired or what happened, but walked 3 in the inning after giving up 2 1-out singles. So we'll take a break. Be back with the Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. We return on the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Number 38, Caden Blackford, a 6'2", 180-pound redshirt sophomore from White House, Tennessee. He's a marketing major, the son of Jeff and Kim Blackford, brother to Alexa and Davis. He's got a Nana up on White House and a Pop in a Ridgetop. Blackford on in relief of Chip Harris, who goes 4 2/3 innings. Gives up 5 hits and right now 3 runs, but all 3 base runners on base are his responsibility. 3 walks, all in this inning. 1 strikeout did plunk 2 batters. Blackford on for his 5th appearance of the year. 4.1 innings of work, giving up 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. Walked 1, struck out 4, and has plunked 1 batter at 2.08 ERA, and he will face Tyler Casserly with the bases loaded and 2 out. Blackford pitching from the stretch, delivers. The pitch nearly hits Casserly inside. Casserly not necessarily going to try to move out of the way of that. He's got that left foot right in front of the white line that is the back end of the batter's box. Nice stop there by Menendez as Blackford has missed twice glove side. Casserly's 1 for 2 in this contest. Singled and was stranded at third in the 4th inning. All tied up here as Southwest has scored 2 here in the bottom of the 3rd. That ball gets by. Nope. It's a hit batter. So a hit batter, the 3rd of the game for Pioneer pitching, and that gives Southwest the lead, 4-3. All this happening with 2 outs. Walsh, the 9th batter to come to the plate, stands in with the bases loaded. Breaking pitch slides inside for ball 1. R.J. Moore getting loose in the Vol State bullpen. Right-hander, another redshirt sophomore. Ball 2. Inning started with a pop out. That's Matthew Brighton. He's in the on-deck circle, hoping to get another chance. Caden Blackford, just as soon see him next inning. There's a fastball in there for a called strike. Walsh 0 for 2, ground out and a fly out. Ground ball up the middle Harris charges, and he's going to tag and say no. Ball comes out of Harris's glove. I'm not sure if he missed the tag, if the runner reached second before he made the tag. I got a fielder's choice that scores Ray. And Matthew Bright will be the 10th batter to come to the plate. 5-3 is the score. Harris caught that ground ball in front of second base. I think his best move would have been just to go ahead and throw on to first base. But he tried to stop his momentum and come back and tag Casserly coming to second. And again, Blackford behind in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Ball 3. I don't think you can give an RBI to Walsh either on that play, as although you might have to if it's a fielder's choice and it's not an error. 3-0 pitch is outside, and that's ball 4. Pioneers falling apart here in the bottom of the 5th. There's been a big inning in each of the 3 games. There is an RBI to Bright on the walk, first walk of the game for Blackford. And Logan Luckett, who got a 1-out hit, started this whole thing. Drills one down the third base line, but it's foul. Blackford depending a lot on his breaking pitch. Pitching from the stretch, 0-1. Blocked by Menendez. Yesterday's game, the Salukis had a 7-run 6th. Had a 5-run second in game 1. Now, so far, a 5-run 5th inning. Two balls and a strike to Logan Luckett, who's 1 for 3. Close the book on Harris. He ends up giving up all 6 of the runs that have scored. Now 3-1 count to Luckett. Casserly, who's on at third, was hit by a pitch by Blackford. Walsh reached on the fielder's choice, and Bright was walked. All 3 of those charged to Caden Blackford. They're going to throw back to second. Good play by Elijah Harris. Keep that ball from sailing into center field. But a 3-1 count to Luckett. Has a good eye at the plate and is a good hitter. Ball 4. And I believe that's going to be the end of the line for Caden Blackford as Jim McGuire's out of the dugout. So we'll have another Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. Tell you about the new pitcher when we return on the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete called to the bullpen for the Pioneers. 6'1", 190-pound redshirt sophomore R.J. Moore comes out of the bullpen. He's from Goodlettsville, Tennessee, attended Beach High School. Graduated this past December with a degree in agribusiness. He's currently working on an entrepreneurship tech certificate. The son of Ricardo Moore in Goodlettsville and Brooke Heiler in Nashville. Big brother to Joy and Hope. And a grandson to Nana in Nashville and Papa and Gigi also of Nashville. And RJ, medical red shirt last year, is on for his third appearance of the year, second in relief. Has an 0-1 record, 4 1/3 innings of work, 5 hits, 5 runs, only 2 of those earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. He has hit 4 batters. Comes in with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Face Sammy Chapman. Blackford does not retire a batter. Did have a ground ball that could have, as timeouts called. JC wants to go out and have a conflab with RJ. Chip Harris, 4 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs. They're all earned. Walked 3, struck out 1, did hit 2 batters. These are all unofficial as it stands right now. Caden Blackford responsible for the 3 base runners on right now. Jonathan Walsh, Matthew Bright, and Logan Luckett. RJ has a very live arm. Swinging the first pitch is Chapman, who fouls that one back. Played for the Goodlettsville Little League champions that went to the Little League World Series in Williamsport back in 2016. Lost in the U.S. Championship. A lot of really good players on that team. RJ misses high and away with that breaking pitch. I don't have the roster in my hand from the Goodlettsville Little League. As I did back last May, I broadcasted a couple tournaments for them, and RJ delivers a fastball that misses the zone. The lid falls off. RJ, if he pitches long enough, he'll lead the league, and times that hat falls off. Got a lot of hair up there. I think he's wearing an extra small hat. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and popped up on the right side. Let's see if it'll be playable. Plummer over Denning, and it will land in the bullpen. Out of play. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. One young man I know who played on that team's Carson Rucker, now in the Detroit Tigers organization. Was drafted a couple years back out of Goodpasture High School. 4th round draft pick. Was out most of last year with a shoulder injury. There is strike 3 called. JC had the ball pop out of his mitt, but he steps on home plate for the strikeout and ends the inning mercifully for the Pioneers, as Southwest sends 12 batters to the plate and score 6 runs, all earned. There was only 2 hits, no errors in the inning. 3 runners left on base. 7-3 is the score. Ball State's come from behind already once. They'll have to do it again if they want to win the series and get the doubleheader sweep. We'll be right back on the Ball State Sports Network. It's Tim Reese back on the Ball State Sports Network. Move to the top of the 6th inning. As Lucas Wilburn heads out to the first base coach's box. Thanks for spending your Sunday afternoon with me here. We're in Millington, Tennessee, home of Southwest Tennessee. It's not on a campus. They do have lights here, but since they're not on a campus, that's why they can't host a conference tournament. Only right now 3 schools can host the tournament: Vol State, Columbia State, and Chattanooga State. This year, the conference tournament will be at Chattanooga State. It'll be in that first week of May. Blaine Nunley back out on the mound for the Salukis. First pitch swinging is J.C. Menendez. He comes up empty. J.C.'s got a 2-run homer. He's also walked in the game, picked up his 2nd big fly of the year. J.C. put the Pioneers up 3-0 in the 4th. Slider misses down. Don't have the number of pitches that Blaine has thrown, but there is somebody standing in the Saluki bullpen. Swing and a miss. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, Drew Plummer. He'll be followed by Devin Thrain. Ball State leading the whole game until that 6-run 5th inning, as that pitch missed outside for strike 3. A backward K in the book, 5th strikeout for Nunley. He's given up 7 hits in the game. Scoreboard says 5, have no idea. Must have been sleeping during a couple of those hits for Vol State. But again, I'm not official, and neither are they. Plum 0 for 3 in this contest. Looking at a breaking pitch down. Toyota of Gallatin player of the game in game 1, though. 5 RBIs. Popped up to the right side. Turner over to the fence. Cannot lean far enough to reach over and get that one. The count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2nd game of the year that Plummer has driven in 5 runs. The grand slam. Lifts out to left center field. Back goes Casserly. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Look at that game real quick if I can find it. D-Train at the plate. Looks at the first pitch low and away. Fouled straight back. Swing and a miss. Thrain 2 for 3 in the ball game. Hit high to left field and deep. Back goes Chapman, and he will come in just inside the warning track and make the catch for out number 3. Thrain just a little bit too far underneath that one. And his bid for a solo home run. is thwarted. 1-2-3 inning for Southwest. Go to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. R.J. Moore back out on the mound for the Pioneers. Facing 3, 4, and 5 in the Southwest order. Fools Graves with that breaking pitch. Could not hold up. Strike one. Graves 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored in the 5th. Tough to catch RJ. Sometimes he's around the plate, sometimes he's not. He's got a very, very sharp breaking pitch that breaks right at the end. Hit hard down to Armstrong. Throw over to first, and Graves is retired. Might be the first assist for Armstrong in the game. Turner popped out in foul territory to the first baseman in that 6-run 5th inning. Looks at a called strike. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Doubled and scored the first run of the game for Southwest and has one sail over his back. Turner's acting like he got hit by the pitch. That missed him by about 2 feet. They're going to say he went to first base. How in the world? What in the world's happening here? They're calling out Jim McGuire. Are they thinking that he threw at him on purpose? What in the world? I'm going to look at the replay of that. No, that did not hit him. Well, didn't look to me like it did on the first look live. Looking back at it, doesn't look like it did on the replay either. Again, whose opinion matters? It's not mine. Turner acted like it did. I don't know why a cleanup hitter would act like a ball hit him if it didn't, so maybe my eyes are failing. I thought that ball sailed way over his back. Ball and a strike to Trip Ray, who's 0 for 2. With a walk with the bases loaded in the 5th inning. You better not dig in. RJ will bring it up there in the upper 80s and low 90s. He snaps that breaking pitch off, though, to make you look silly. Swing and a miss. I've got 2-2 on my scoreboard. They got 1-2 up on the scoreboard out in left field. I'll take their scoreboard over mine. Turner leads off at first. Does not go. Pitches in the dirt. Skips by Menendez a little bit, but not far enough for Turner to move up. Turner's been hit twice today on the score sheet, so you get that 0 on the back. Sometimes it can look like a target. I got a Full Count Ministries full count, and that looked like it missed right down the middle of the plate for ball 4. Walks and hit batters done in the Pioneers today. 5 walks in that 6-run 5th, along with a hit batter. There's a ball low and away. Not far enough for either runner to move up. 7-3, Ball State trails up 3-0. We're in the 4th for Southwest, and then 6 in the 5th. Fastball misses down. 2 balls and no strikes to Preston Rager. 1 for 2. He also drove in a run with a walk in the 5th. Had back-to-back bases loaded. Walk, and a hit batter. Slider in there for a called strike. Looked like he took a little bit off of that slider, and kind of a slow breaker as it lands over home plate. As the combatants for the game following this one are congregating. Swing and a miss on another slider. Not sure who they are, but we'll have to break it down quickly at the conclusion of this game, as the Metro livery bus will be waiting for us. It's a mad scramble. Nice stop by JC. That ball went way to the right. He went and backhanded that on his right side. It's not easy to do. We'll have a Full Count Ministries full count. We will get the Toyota of Gallatin player of the game, and did not do the alumni spotlight. I'll try to get that in here. Drilled out to left field. That's going to get down. Hoover on one hop. And they're going to send the runner. Throw to the cutoff man is cut off and no throw. That was a single by Rager. And we've got the sun coming in that you now see the shadows. I'm filming through a window, so I apologize. Nothing I can do about that. See me moving around up here on the reflection, and that will end the afternoon for RJ Moore. We'll take a break, tell you about the Summit Concrete call to the bullpen after this break.
The demand for mechatronics professionals is on the rise. Students get to earn a wage and college credit simultaneously via our work-based learning program. This hands-on experience gives them a competitive edge in the job market. Industries like automotive, aerospace, electronics, healthcare, and even mining rely heavily on these systems. These positions offer competitive salaries and a chance to contribute to the cutting-edge technologies that are shaping the world around us. Join us in pioneering the future of manufacturing through the power of mechatronics. Visit ballstate.edu to start blazing your pathway now. Classes are available now at the Gallatin and Cookeville campuses. Every day, all around the nation, people find themselves in need of a hero. Fire and emergency medical responders are those heroes we need. They make the difference between life and death. If you desire to make a difference in your community, Ball State is leading the way in training everyday heroes. We offer EMS, paramedic, and fire science programs. Spring 2024 enrollment is now open. Visit ballstate.edu to learn more.
Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Number 26, Braxton Alexander, 6 foot, 195-pound redshirt sophomore. He's a left-hander from Cannon County High School, pre-nursing major here at Vol State. The son of Brian and Andrea Alexander and the big brother to Andrew. Hello to Papa and Mimi in Reedville, Tennessee. Medical red shirt last year as Alexander will come on for his third appearance. All in relief. He's got one save in his 1 1/3 innings. It's not giving up a hit or a run. Walked 4, struck out 2. And he will face left-hander Tyler Casserly with runners at first and second. And 1 out, 8-3 lead for Southwest here in game 2 of the doubleheader. First pitch in the turf, stopped by J.C. Menendez. That sun hadn't popped out all day long, and now here it is right at the end of the day. Popped up and out of play. Braxton, one of the 7 upperclassmen, to be part of the full count 242 discipleship group as well. He and Parker White back for year number 2 from last year. Max Castle, Jack McLaury, Chip Harris. That pitch on the outside corner is a called strike, but it's a pass ball. Gets by Menendez. Only one runner moved up. That is Ray, so charge a pass ball to J.C. Menendez. Runners at the corners. Still 1 out. Runner goes. There's a ground ball. That's going to get through to the left side for a base hit. Give Casserly an RBI. And Southwest extends the lead to 9-3. All State was down 8-1 in game 1, but only 1 inning to go after this one. They'd need their biggest inning of the day as that pitch misses wildly. Normally we open windows to have our cameras look out where you don't have the glare. Hadn't been an issue till the sun popped out. 1 out, 2 on. Out to right field. Let's see if we can get Mashinsky, and he does make the catch and the throw. Keeps the runners at first and second. Jonathan Walsh flies out. He's now 0 for 4. And we'll have a pinch hitter for Matthew Bright. Number Number 16, Dylan Walters. Dylan, D-Y-L-I-N, Walters, 6'5", 240 pounds, from Ontario, Canada. Swings at the first pitch he sees. Nothing but air. Walters playing in his 8th game. Has 21 official at-bats, 4 hits. One of those is a double. Get a pitch hit opportunity here with his team up by 6. Fastball poured in at the knees on the outside corner and has Walters rolling his head. He's saying, did you miss the part that I'm 6'5"? Matthew Bright finished 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Braxton Alexander delivers, and a check swing. He went, and that is a strikeout. B.A. comes in and gives up an RBI single, but then retires the next 2 batters, picking up a strikeout. 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits. No errors and 2 runners left on base. We are headed to the 7th. That's the final inning. All-State trailing 9-3. Let's get to our Alley Cassidy Brick and Stone Alumni Spotlight. Les White, a pitcher and a first baseman, back in the late 70s, early 80s for Vol State. He's got a brick in the alumni patio, and you could get one for your son, grandson, nephew. Love to place that brick with his name, the years he played, and what position he played. You'll send me an email at treesports@gmail.com. I'll get you the paperwork to get that done. Appreciate Alley Cassidy Brick and Stone delivering the pallet of brick pavers out of the Gallatin yard. Keith Green, the division manager there. A friend of mine, Randy West, used to live right across the street from me in a Williamsburg vinyl-sided house. Folks, he's one of the owners of a brick company. His wife loved the Williamsburg. He had to tell Rhonda, he said, look, I own a brick company. I need to live in a house that's made of brick. So they moved to Brentwood Country Club, and bricks coming out the wazoo over there. Hey, let's get all that off and move to the next inning. As we get to the top of the 7th inning, Easton Denning, Gage Hoover, and A.J. Armstrong scheduled. And I think the first pitch was wide of the mark, and the second one in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. Blaine Nunley trying to get a complete game. He's out on the mound to try to finish this one off. We will get to the full count Ministries verse of the game as Denning swings and misses there. Right after this at-bat. Tapper foul at the plate. Swing and a miss on a slider inside, and down goes Denning. It's the second time he struck out. Today, the 6th strikeout for Nunley unofficially. That'll bring up Gage Hoover. He's 0 for 2. Drive out to left center field. Casserly will get under that and make the catch for out number 2. Let's get to our Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Romans 12:2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. Romans 12:2 is the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Slider to Armstrong in there for a called strike. Looks like our Toyota of Gallatin player of the game is going to be J.C. Menendez with a 2-run home run in the 4th. Toyota of Gallatin, player of the game, J.C. Menendez. Ground ball to third base. It's foul. Picked up by Graves, but it's in foul territory. Armstrong 0 for 2. Does have a walk. Trying to keep the game alive. Nunnally trying to pick up his first win of the year. Nearly clips Armstrong. And a Full Count Ministries full count on my scoreboard. That sun is devastating on me here in this press box. Strike 3 called, and that will end the ball game. A split of the doubleheader today, as the Pioneers fall to the Salukis. 2 out of 3. Ball State moves to 2-3 in conference play, 10-4 overall. Southwest moves to 5-1 in conference and 11-4. Winning pitcher Blaine Nunnally, he moves to 1-0. Losing pitcher is Chip Harris, and he falls to 1-1 on the season. A game that takes 2 hours and 13 minutes to complete. Pioneers fall to Southwest Tennessee. Thanks for joining me. I have to get this equipment up and in the box and ready to go. Appreciate you all joining me. Thank you for all our sponsors out there, and we'll be back on the Vol State Sports Network hopefully tomorrow for basketball and Tuesday for baseball doubleheader against Shawnee Community College. For President Wendy Tostenson and Athletic Director Bobby Hudson and Head Coach Jim McGuire, this is Tim Reese saying so long. God bless you all, and thanks for joining me on the Vol State Sports Network.